I'll tell you what I was told this, David. You know what's like heroin to your eyeballs? Heroin. Heroin. I want to thank Mr. Dave Weatherup for that one. Give it up for David driving that, y'all. Because David came up here looking like he just lost a lot in the stock exchange and was like, I need to talk about this today. All right, coming to the stage next. This is her. Oops, my bad, Ray. This is his 1 year anniversary here at Riddles doing open mics. I don't know why you want to celebrate doing open mics. Please start clapping up right now, y'all. Come on, give me this right now. Come on, clap it up, y'all. Clap it up. Give it up, Mr. Ray Fischer.
Yes, 1 year anniversary of doing Riddles, so thank you for all this fun and support for everybody. I met a lot of friends here. Woohoo! Yay! My Facebook friend count went from like 295 to like 450. So we're in the business now. It's good stuff. So yeah, also it was my year of living on the South Side. I've never lived on the South Side before, and so yeah, one person likes that. That's good. Thank you. Thank you. Must live on the North Side. All right, very good. But one thing living on the South Side I realized is that when you drive on 294, it's a very different experience the direction you go. For instance, if you're driving north, you have the billboards like Brookfield Zoo, Northwestern Community Hospital, Allstate, save your family with insurance. You drive south, The Factory, 773, Hot Girl, Cats Gentlemen's Club, Potawatomi Bingo Casino, White Castle, Welcome to Indiana. It's a very different driving experience. So it's summertime, which means baseball's on, huh? Go Chicago baseball, right? Yeah, yeah. Now I'm new to the South Side, which is I'm a North Side fan, so I like the Cubs. Sorry, all you Sox fans out there. Oh, thank you. Well, apparently I'm a girl, according to Jay, so I know he gets that confused with genders sometimes. But at any rate. I'm a realistic Cubs fan. I understand the Cubs' plight. It's been over 100 years since they won the World Series. 100 years. A lot has happened in the past 100 years. Women, you can vote now. Congratulations, because when the Cubs first won the World Series, you could not vote. So good for you. The Titanic sank after the Cubs won the World Series. Wasn't even built yet, so that was also very interesting. We've had a lot of presidents since the Cubs won the World Series. Teddy Roosevelt, Howard Taft, Woodrow Wilson, Warren G. Harding, Calvin Coolidge, Herbert Hoover, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Harry S. Truman, Dwight Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, Lyndon B. Johnson, Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford for a short period of time, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, George Bush, Bill Clinton, George Bush Part 2, and Barack Obama. That's a lot of presidents. Some things were invented since the Cubs won the World Series, like recording equipment. Do you realize no one has ever heard the words, "The Cubs win the World Series," because the technology to record it was not invented yet. All you have is black and white print. Not even colored print. That wasn't invented either. So it's been quite a long time. And then something else was invented too, Velcro. So the concept of buckling one shoe is more complicated than the Cubs winning the World Series. But my favorite factoid of all time, communism in Russia began and ended after the Cubs won the World Series. We won the Cold War, but the Cubs can't make it. Now, I'm very glad that, baseball is going on. I'm glad football's back, because if football wasn't around, yeah, thank you. Michael Vick jersey, clapping football, yeah. I'm just glad football's around, because if it wasn't around, we'd still be getting women's soccer coverage. Am I right? They still be talking about the World Cup and how awesome Abby Wambach is at playing soccer. Now that football's on, nobody watches soccer anymore. Now, soccer is not that exciting to begin with. I mean, you have the Mexican guy who yells, "Goal!" as loud as he can. But every announcer's like that, because there's very little action in soccer. Did anybody hear the highlight of when Abby Wambach scored the header goal against the South Koreans in the semifinals? Let me replay it for you. Abby Wambach has just saved the United States' lives. This is the greatest moment in U.S. history. I am harking back to the days of Martin Luther King Jr. marching on Washington, the moon landing, the season capture of John Wilkes Booth, and the signing of the Declaration of Independence. That's how that excited to get about soccer. So I like baseball and don't like soccer. Football's cool, but I played baseball video games. And the thing about baseball video games is they're getting realistic. Like, it's actually hard to play now. The point of video games is so nerds like me can actually succeed in the sport. Like, no, you have to like know your pitches and like know how to hit, and like it's really difficult. And it's also very realistic. I had a game get rained out. They put me in a rain delay. I was waiting for 80s highlights of people tripping over the infield to come on. And another thing that's funny about the game is that they create these new names for players. And so they combine names of existing players to make new players. So like, for instance, Kosuke Fukudome and Ichiro Suzuki becomes Kosuke Izuke, right? Okay, but sometimes they get the names wrong. So like, for instance, you'll have Young Ho Jackson. Or you'll have Buford Martinez. Or you'll have Adolf Rosenblum. It just doesn't work out. Well, this is my 1-year anniversary. I want to end on a song. Some of you may remember Anthony, not Anthony Muscle Anthony, but the short Anthony guy who doesn't come here anymore. He doesn't come here anymore because he owes me $10. He refuses to come here to pay me back. So I made up a song and a theory on why Anthony's not here. I was gonna pay you back, but then I got high. I was gonna bring your money in a sack, but then I got high. Now I don't do comedy, and I know why. You know the words? Because I got high, because I got high, because I got high. Thank you very much, guys. It's been a fun year. God bless. Take care. All right, baby.
So for his 1-year anniversary, you gonna play Baby I'm a Star. Cut that shit off. Give it up.